Hi, the Relatable Theist, and this week I wanted to do a video concerning last week's video because I had gotten the most comments that I have ever received. Now, the first comment was, personally, it's the lack of belief in theistic claims concerning the existence of a God, any God, that defines my atheism. I fully accept that it's theoretically possible for a God to exist, but the usually poor, sometimes non-existent evidence, as espoused by presuppositionalists, that prevents me accepting such claims as true. I replied with, what about when we're past the claims and on to arguments? I don't presuppose Christianity. I use arguments for what I believe. So how do you, as someone who rejects claims, respond to arguments? Now, here's where someone else jumped in and said, typical attempt to shift the burden of proof. Seems both Christopher and I do not believe in gods due to lack of evidence. We are not making a positive claim. I do not believe in aliens. So do I have to prove to you that they don't exist? So I said, well, if the debate was about the existence of aliens, yes, you would have to prove why you don't believe in them. But that's not the question at hand. The question is, does God exist? And if you are to answer no, you should say why, what the reasons are, just as I would give reasons to why I would say yes. And here they said, my answer to that question is I don't know. Again, not a positive claim, so no need to defend a position. And here I think that the commenter solved the issue for me. He doesn't know. That doesn't sound like atheism to me. That sounds like agnosticism. So the commenter, we went back and forth a little bit, and in short, they just said that I shouldn't be talking about the traditional meaning of atheism as it isn't used much. Well, one, there are atheists that do reject this redefined meaning. And two, I don't see a reason why, if atheism already has a definition, why try to redefine it when agnosticism already has a definition that they're trying to apply to atheism? In my video, I talked about both meanings of atheism, so I feel like I've done the redefined definition justice. The commenter was sending me links of people that redefined atheism, and I just thought, well, gosh, if you have time to find links on this, then I think you should have the time to watch my video again and understand that I never try to take the new definition away. I just try to explain what a theist is to do in either situation. And someone then commented on another thread saying this, instead of lack of belief, think of it as unconvinced. Atheists find the theist arguments for God unconvincing. If Bob said the Yankees are going to win the World Series in 5 years because of a dream he had, you would probably be unconvinced by Bob's argument. Notice you're not claiming the Yankees won't win, just that you're unconvinced by the argument that they will win. That is a general definition of atheism. But really, that's the definition of agnosticism. Someone that says, I don't know. I replied and said, but at that point, you're not justified in thinking that they won't win or that they will win either. You should simply withhold any belief. So I think that actually should leave someone as agnostic. Just because someone is shown an unconvincing argument doesn't justify them in saying that the Yankees won't win or that God doesn't exist. At that point, you shouldn't take a position on the topic. You should withhold any belief at all. And I think that's where the difference really sits between atheism and agnosticism. If you were to say, no, God does not exist, and someone is to ask why, and you say, because I lack a belief in God, that doesn't mean that God does not exist. That just means that you as a person don't believe in him. And if it's the lack of evidence, then that brings me back to the Yankee scenario. You shouldn't go around calling yourself an atheist and saying that God does not exist if you just lack belief. You should be an agnostic. Someone that doesn't know for sure if the Yankees will win or not, or if God exists or not. And if an atheist is really just someone that, or something that lacks belief, then that means that the very device that you're watching this video on is an atheist as well. Because, after all, it lacks a belief in God too. The Relatable Theist. Until next time.